Hi and welcome back to Wild Vlogs Season 3. I hope you're all keeping really well during this pandemic. I've had a little dispensation during this lockdown because I've been working on a commission for the Warwickshire Wildlife Trust and the Tame Valley Wetlands for a series of 6 vlogs for them, documenting a project called On a Tree by a River. And this project is about saving, conserving and expanding a small population of willow tit just here in the Tame Valley. And for vlog 1 and for the next few vlogs over the next few weeks, I'm going to be taking you to various sites across the Tame Valley, and hopefully you can experience with me some of my nicer or maybe even more challenging wildlife encounters. Now, if you can tell, there's kind of an air of intrepidation and excitement in my voice because I've just literally pulled up into the car park of Lady Walk Reserve at the very beginnings of the Tame Valley. And just here in the car park we sit under a swathe of National Grid pylons, and literally from stepping out of the car and setting up the equipment, or at least getting the kit ready, I scanned up to the top of this pylon in front of me, bathed in wonderful orange dawn sunshine, and I found myself a Peregrine Falcon. Perched 2 or 3 rungs from the very top, but it's looking absolutely glorious right now in the FZ82. So what a great start. Now, I've got a good feeling about this because I believe that she's probably warming herself up. She sat with her back towards the sun, which would make sense because if you know Peregrine Falcons, they have a very pale chest with stripes, bars across. But she has this lovely deep slate grey back to her, the mantle and the wings. And I'm guessing she's using that to absorb the heat from the sunlight. It's a very sensible manoeuvre if you want to warm up in the morning sunshine, especially on a morning like this. It's probably not above 0 yet. To get this highly absorbent colour, her mantle and her wings facing towards the sunshine. She's also the perfect example for something I'm thinking about, because here we are doing a study or a storyline for my commission. I need to think this way. A perfect example of the truly wild amongst what is a huge logistical park here on the edge of Lady Walk Reserve and bordering a wonderful green space. So she kind of demonstrates maybe something I want to tell throughout these vlogs about how industry and green spaces can coexist, and you can get birds like her and also, of course, the willow tit happily between the two. But she is just gorgeous. You can just catch the detail now on her mantle, on the feathers of her mantle and her wings, just slightly proud. And I'm guessing she's lifting them a little to let the warmth get inside. She'll need to lift them a little to have the insulation aspect against her body. It's a joyous thing and a result immediately, so brilliant. So I'm going to persist here for a short while. As is the new format with these vlogs, you're really just going to come along with me, and stuff like this happens. You know, you can be lucky enough to just arrive and bam, there's an incredible feature for you to film. So let's see how this pans out. I've got quite a good feeling. I mean, ultimately, I'd love to have her obviously facing towards me, but I can understand fully why she's doing this for insulation purposes, for heating up purposes, especially at the start of a day like this. Well, she's posturing right now. Why is she posturing? Oh, wow. Oh, 2 peregrines. And this one markedly smaller. On the screen here, it looks quite significantly smaller. This obviously has to be the male. So she is the female. I was being presumptuous earlier by calling her. I think we always tend to sort of genderize immediately and tend to always fall on the female side of the gender initially. But yeah, definitely the female. New Peregrines just arrived. Sun facing as well, gorgeous in the sunshine there. A little bit soft in the focus right now because I'm still kind of focusing on her. I think I'll leave it that way. It's not inordinately bad. It's something that we can definitely have in the footage. I'll just leave it like that for a short while. I think I just heard calling. I mean, it's obvious that this has to be a pair. There would be ructions by now if these birds weren't in any way bonded, and I'm sure we'll have to listen back. Well, you might have already heard this. I've just heard contact calls. So isn't that sweet? Very early on the year, we've got a bonded pair of peregrines reinforcing that relationship, and hey, sticking around. Sometimes you can just get a feeling that things might develop. And if I had been, you know, somebody who wanted to get a good sequence of her initially in the sunrise, I could well have been now down this path, filming something else, and miss this wonderful flight in of the male. So, great stuff. I think this deserves a little bit more time yet. Looking closely at his wings dropping back there, you'll notice that they just come back below his tail, so it kind of forms a point to the base. Whereas if you look at her wings stop just shy of her tail, so she ends with the wedge of her tail, whereas he ends with a point. So that's also a good indicator of the size difference here. Oh, she's gone. She's gone. He's still there. No, he's gone. He's gone too. He's coming in, he's coming in, he's coming in, he's coming in. Keeps being bothered by his left leg. I've been noticing it. He keeps on pulling it up into the undercarriage there, and I'm wondering, because of the cold, you know, he's had an injury or something to the tarsus, and that this cold, just like anybody who suffers from arthritis or has a rheumatoid condition, the cold can affect them. And maybe a morning like this, it's barely above zero right now, really affects that gammy joint. Maybe this was an old attack on a duck, maybe that was a little bit too large for him, and he ended up having a little bit of an injury, maybe in an effort to get something big to impress the female in a previous season, who knows. But the way he's playing with that egg and stretching it makes me think this is probably an injury. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed that. That's 16 minutes just in, and I mean, we've got a fantastic sequence there. Now whether I use that, and as you know, I've been sort of vocalising what I think may be going on here with various aspects of what we've seen. Now whether I use that itself as a storyline, or whether we decide to cut this up into different sections which can be used independently. But it just shows that to stick it out, to have a little bit of perseverance, and sometimes you can just feel that something might develop. It really works, as it did today. You've come along with me for it. I hope you really enjoyed it. Next week you'll find me somewhere down the path, hopefully, looking at something else as equally as exciting. But until now and then, please take care, be safe, and I'll see you next week.